it is getting ready to molt. They lay on their back and they start pushing out with their legs and basically like pulling their old skin off like a glove, like you take off a glove inside out. And basically the skins, I have a few here that I've kept over the years. Let's see if I can find a whole one, or mostly whole one. Well, this is from a smaller Chilean rose hair that I had. Most of it's intact, but as you can see, the carapace comes off first, and basically she pulls herself out, pulls her legs out, pulls her abdomen out. They shed pretty much everything, every little hair, their eyes, their fangs. Yeah. I keep my tarantula skins because sometimes I just like to, I don't know, kind of a showpiece, and sometimes I make them into like jewelry. Anyways, when you think your tarantula is ready to molt, you shouldn't keep food or feeder type like insects or anything in there with it, because that's their most vulnerable time, and during a molt, a cricket can take advantage of the tarantula and they can eat it, or at least try to. And you'd want to wait at least several days to a week or two before trying to feed them again after they've molted. That's because once they've molted freshly, their new skin is still soft and it's got to take some time to harden. Okay. Now with handling, you'd want, with any tarantula, I mean, me personally, even if everyone says, oh, that's the most docile tarantula you can get, you want to test its temperament. And yeah, that's where this comes in. Yeah, kind of, I'll probably demonstrate that here in a little bit. But yeah, before you want to handle a tarantula with your bare hands, test its mood. Yeah, you don't want those fangs getting into you. I mean, it's like a bee sting for the most part, but not that I've been bitten, but that's what I've heard. But yeah, you won't want to be bitten by like a 1/4-inch fangs. I'll probably go over transferring to like other containers when you're like changing out the enclosure. And one bad thing about handling Chilean rose hairs or some other breeds of tarantula is they have what's called urticating hairs on their abdomen, and these hairs, they can drop off, or some species flick them off their abdomen when agitated, but Chilean rose hairs don't generally do that. But anyway, when handling, they can drop the hairs off, and if you don't wash your hands as soon as you can after handling them, your hands will itch like crazy. Trust me. It's basically like, kind of like porcupine spines. They have little hooks in them that'll like drive deeper and deeper into your skin, and it just... Then one other thing I want to go over is, this particular breed of tarantula likes to fast, like, out of nowhere. Fasting as in not wanting to eat for a while, and a lot of people that first get a tarantula and experience that freak out, which I have. I've been keeping them since I'm 12, so I've had my first tarantula then, and I experienced that, and yeah, it freaked me out. But basically the symptoms is when they basically put food in there and they just ignore it. So generally you want to, if the spider's not wanting to feed within 24 hours you putting the cricket in there, you'd want to remove it, just, you know, just in case, because sometimes the prey item, when the spider isn't hungry, can kind of stress it out, and plus it might be getting ready to molt. But that's the main symptom. It doesn't want to eat. But as a general rule, as long as your tarantula has a good sized abdomen on it, I mean, it's probably just full, and they can go months, it's even been said to be years without, you know, eating. So as long as it's got a good abdomen on it, not like a kind of a thin one, then it's probably going to be okay, and then eventually it'll start eating again. But, anyway, there's also some, since I don't really consider myself an expert, you want to read up, especially beginners, haven't even gotten a tarantula yet. You want to do your research and get all of your resources together before you get a tarantula, any tarantula. But I suggest, like the website tarantulas.com, there's the American Tarantula Society website, and of course the Tarantula Keeper's Guidebook. I mean, you can find it online, on Amazon, or at a pet store. I mean, you can find it if you look hard enough. It's also good to, I think, ask questions of other tarantula owners, you know. I mean, at least ones that kind of know what they're talking about. So Arachno boards, that's another website, can kind of come in handy. What I've recently found to be very handy is, you know, videos on YouTube, and one specific user, John 3800 on YouTube. I watched some of his videos, and they're pretty informational, and he knows what he's talking about. Basically, I'll kind of show you guys what Rosie looks like. This is her enclosure. It's just a, you know, regular fish tank, and right now the lid's off. There's the lid. You want a secure lid. But there's her hide, and there's her water dish, kept in the corner. Kind of want to keep them in the corner, that way the substrate is dry, like almost all over, and then a little bit wet maybe in the corner for humidity. But she's kind of been pretty inactive lately and not eating, but as you can see, she still has a pretty good abdomen on her. Yes, she's a very usually inactive girl. Not much really else to say right now, as far as I can think of. But since this video's gone on long enough, I think I'll make my handling video into a second one and link it into this one. So, I hope you enjoy this and find this a little informational, not kind of rhetorical or anything. I just kind of wanted to share my own personal care suggestions and stuff, but like I said, I'm not an expert. Do more of your research. Yeah. Take care of those teas.